let me just do this, and then we'll see what happens. Preparing to live stream the meeting. Right, come on. Not quite sure what that is. Right. Okay. Right. Now. Okay. Okay. Just 1 second. Accept all. And I don't need to see this. So I can just pause. Right. Okay. Just pause that. And okay. Right. I'm hoping that this is going to work today. I don't know how many other people we're going to have. This looks like it might be a relatively small group. Yeah. So it's okay. So what was I going to ask? Okay. So apart from, so you haven't had any time to do anything other than the school work. Sandra.
I went to well, it was for school as well, but I went to a seminar about Pasolini, which is linked to school, but it was something that I was interested in.
Is that something that you do with the school, or is it something which is outside of school?
It was organized by a library, but it is linked with my school. And it was about Pasolini and cinema.
Okay.
Because he wrote books, but also he directed the movies. So it was about the cinema.
Yeah, I know he was quite famous for. Yes. Okay.
I didn't know very much about him, so it was interesting for me.
Yeah, because he was quite quite a character.
Yes, it was something special for me because it wasn't really something for school, but it was linked to school. So that's why. Oh, there is someone else. Steffi is coming.
Yeah, okay. Steffi's coming in.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's something.
Let's see. Now it says Steffi's connecting to audio. Okay. Now maybe. Hello, Steffi.
Hi,
Can you hear us?
everybody. Yes, it's me. But can you see me? No, I can't.
It looks like we've got connection problems this evening.
Yeah, I can't see myself. I can't see me. Just a minute.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we can't see you, but it looks like we've got. We might have bandwidth problems.
Okay. No, I have understood. Okay, what was the problem? Good evening.
Eccola. Ecco. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just waiting for a few people to come in. I opened the thing up, and it was there was no one here. And usually there are at least 2 or 3 people waiting for me. So I suspect that everybody must be really busy. So is that your case,
May,
Steffi?
May is terrible. It's terrible, May.
Yeah. It's because everything just has to finish off, and it's just very busy. Have you done anything other than school activities? recently? Have you been anywhere or done anything?
I'm just thinking about. Oh yes, I took part in a walking event last Sunday. We went from a small town to another one, and we just walked for 4.5 kilometers, I think. We went there, and then we stayed there for a while, and then we
where did you
went back. Yeah.
Where did you go?
We walked from Zero Branco. It is near Treviso, under the province of Treviso, and to Scorzè, in the military base in Peseggia, near Scorzè. It was a military zone once, and now it has been transformed, changed into a natural park or something like that. It's not
so it's
properly a park, but it looks like a park now.
Okay, yeah. So it's yeah. Okay. I remember reading that in the former East European countries, like Poland and East Germany, they had very large areas where no one could go. And I'd read that many of these areas had actually become almost like nature reserves, where rare animals were quite happily living in the forest because no one could bother them. So it's probably a good thing. It's probably a good thing. What about you, Christina? Have you done anything extra recently?
No. Last Sunday I celebrated my daughter's birthday, and it was a nice day.
Okay.
So the day before,
that's good.
On Saturday,
yeah, we spent.
I searched a lot for her present, because she asked me something very specific, something from a jeweler. Yes, jewelry. And she asked earrings, but with the shape of a feather. So I worked a lot looking for that.
Shape of a feather.
Yeah. It was not an easy research, but in the end, I solved even this problem.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, I'm just looking at this. I'm wondering whether we should switch off the videos. I'll keep my video open, but because I don't know whether the bandwidth thing might get better if we cut down on the video. So it's just to
close it off, to turn off the video. What did you say?
Yeah. If you just turn off the video for the moment, and we'll see if it. I'll keep my video on. See if that makes it. Because the problem is the sound is breaking up quite a bit. So, what I wanted to do is I wanted to sort of continue something that we sort of started last time. I just want I'll put the notes on the chat again. That should be sending. should be going through, and I will open up the sharing. Okay, now, oh good Lord, that's a lot of stuff. Where is it? It's probably okay. Now, let me just open that. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
Okay. So I mean, the last time, the very last part of the last few minutes of the lesson, I think, or of the session, these aren't really lessons, I don't think. I asked this question about intelligence, and there's some very interesting comments about intelligence. But of course, this sort of leads on to the question about thinking and about thinking styles and ways of thinking. So we've got some different sort of ways of thinking here. What I'd like you to do is I'd just like you to have a look at these, and maybe pick two which you would apply to yourself. Okay. And maybe think about some examples of how you think like this. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes just to do this, so that you can also look for obviously look for any things which you're not certain about in terms of vocabulary, but I think most of it is relatively straightforward. But I'll give you a few minutes. Excuse me. I'll give you a few minutes just to have a look through this, and then we'll have a little bit of a discussion. Okay, is that all right?
Okay, let's get started. Good.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let you get started now. What I want to do here. Okay, I'm just going to stop my. I'm going to stop my video too, because I think it's still the audio is better. Okay.
Okay, I've done it.
Okay. Okay. Right. I'll tell you what. I'll switch the video back on. Right. Okay. Okay. So
we can wait for the other two participants.
I'll tell you what. Let's since you said you were ready. Do you want to go? Do you want to make a start?
It's safe for me. If you want, I can speak later or now.
Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. Go.
Okay. I think I am a sort of thinker that has a linguistic characteristic, a linguistic personality, and also I think I was a certain amount of creativity, so it is linked to logic in general. Then I think it'll be interpersonal, to have interpersonal characteristics, and also something about related to intrapersonal. I think that the first four descriptions are the best that can describe my,
the ones that you yourself with.
Yeah, my way of thinking. Yes, my way of being. Yeah.
Okay, so relationships between objects and actions. Okay, yeah. Christina, what would you say for yourself?
I at a first sight, I was thinking about linguistic too, but reading more carefully, now I think that I'm probably more logical and mathematical, even if I studied a lot about Italian language, but I think that most of the time I try to search a relationship between different things, and sometimes try or tend to make something in a creatively or in a creative way. And maybe I'm even a bit of interpersonal, because I try to understand the other's point of view.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Christina. We lost you there for two seconds in the middle of the phrase.
Okay, and even I love to maintain good relationships with other people, especially family, relatives, or colleagues, and so on. So more logical and mathematical and interpersonal.
Okay, so you would be on the first four.
No, the first and the third.
The first and the third. Sorry, because I only got pieces of.
Yes, because at the beginning I was thinking about linguistic, because I have a degree in Italian language, but reading more carefully and thinking more about myself, now I decided the first and the third one.
Okay, fine. What about you, Sandra? What would you say?
I think interpersonal, because I try to understand someone else's perspective, and naturalistic, because I like to understand the natural world and other living beings. And also sometimes existential, not all the time, but I like asking existential. I like asking myself questions like that. I can't find any answer, but I still ask.
No. But if you do find any answers, will you drop me an email, please?
Okay, I will. And then linguistic, I'm not sure about the sense. I don't think that I'm very sensitive to the sounds and rhythm of words. I find it difficult, but I like words very much. So, I think, yes, more or less. What about you?
That's a good question, actually.
Wanted to know
just
who
trying to
you
find
are.
something that I wanted to
Who are
see if I
you?
can show you. Yeah, okay, this is what I want. Oh no, it's in French. No, sorry, I'm trying to find something about the this. No, it's in Italian. This is fine. This is fine. I'll have a look and see if I can. Right. Okay. I'm just going to share this for 2 seconds because I think you might like this. Meeting controls. Stop share. And I have to reshare. So just 2 seconds. Here we go. I think you'll like this. Can you see this? Questi sono i carboidrati complessi.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I've got this postcard on my fridge.
I doubt so. I am,
but in English.
I doubt so. I am.
So I just thought this was really quite an amusing one. Okay, let me just go back to the original thing, if I can find it. Okay, hold on a minute. Where are we? There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm a spatial. Yeah, I tend to think in pictures. I always tell people or tell students, draw a picture, draw me a diagram, because that's how I would try to explain things. And also, I think it's also, I think, part of the let's say my my studies as a scientist, as a chemist in particular. Can't do chemistry without thinking in 3 dimensions. And well, I don't know.
Maybe naturalistic.
I would say, actually,
maybe naturalistic. No.
Sorry.
Naturalistic.
Well, yeah, actually, I tend to get on very well with dogs and cats. So, for example, this weekend we were away with some friends, and they have a dog, which we'd never met before. But the dog was an instant friend, so that seems to be quite cool. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think I do like sort of animals and nature and that sort of stuff, and try to understand how things work. I'm always fascinated by. Do you ever watch or do you ever see the nature programs where you've got different animals doing different things and some unusual things? I'm always fascinated by that. So yeah. That's what I would say. So, yeah, I definitely say spatial and musical, definitely. Okay. Now, okay. So just to sort of get a conversation or an exchange of ideas, we've got some, let's say, random famous people here. Some of them I think are a little bit more famous, at least on the surface of it. I suppose the question is, what type of thinkers do you think these people were or are? And if you think about their professions or their occupations, quite often this is a clue to how people would be sort of using their brains. So what do you think? I'll give you a few seconds just to look at the things, and maybe if you're able to pull up the list before, because I wasn't able to get them all on the all on the same slide. So if you think about these categories and then think about these people, I don't know this lady. I haven't heard of her, but that doesn't mean anything really. So notice these expressions. Okay, so again, what's the thing here? That from a language point of view, this is a more natural type of language, and it's sort of making guesses about something that you really don't know, you're really not sure about. Okay, so anybody want to start? Christina, do you want to choose someone and make some?
Well, I was thinking that I would imagine Anthony Gaudí, like I would imagine like Anthony Gaudí. He would be a strict architect, while in his life he became a very creative architect. So probably he was a natural, how can I say, logical and mathematical thinker, but even spatial,
Yeah.
Sorry, spatial.
Yeah, spatial.
And,
no, it's okay.
Okay. Would you agree? Krista, Sandra?
Yeah, well, yeah. What about everyone else? Do you agree?
Yes, that's just my opinion. Do you agree about it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with me?
Maybe also naturalistic, I think, because in his architecture there are, I don't know how to say, like shapes that remind of nature.
Yeah, because some of his shapes are seem to be from the natural world, don't they?
Yes, yes, this is what I wanted to say.
The forms of the buildings, they look like stalactites or stalagmites and things you might find in a cave.
See.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I'll try someone else. I think that's fine.
Maria Callas, I think that she was a musical thinker, yes, she was able to learn sounds immediately and reproduce them without very much effort. And I think, yes, musical and
yeah.
Yes, musical thinker.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this and I was actually thinking, because of course she was an opera singer, so yeah. I suppose about it, this idea of being sensitive to sound and the rhythms of words as well as their meanings must be very important for expression and singing the expression as well, I think. So yes, definitely
also when
musical.
Yes, also when you sing in a different language, so you need to be very sensitive to the sounds of words. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, again, so that's yeah, it's good. Yeah, good point. Good point.
And probably she was
what about
Maria.
what about you, Steffi? Do you agree?
Yeah,
Christina, sorry.
Oh, I would just add that probably Maria Callas was even kinesthetic thinker, because she used to move and to use her body like a tool of her voice. Because she was very expressive. And you could feel what she was singing, even if you didn't understand her words.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, of course, because that's also the other part of being an opera singer, is you have to be a sort of an actor or an actress as well. So it's this mixture. Yeah, that's good. Steffi, you were going to say something.
Yes, I want to say not just about Maria Callas, because I think it is mainly a musical thinker. Anyway, I wanted to describe Lionel Messi. I think it is pronounced like that, Lionel Messi, and of course it is a spatial thinker and kinesthetic. I think that both of these qualities, these characteristics, are related to him. And I think also something like creativity, some logical schemes, because a footballer that is very, very able to play should also understand some schemes on how to behave at a certain crucial moments. For example, who to pass the ball to, or the right moment, for example, to try to score a goal, for example. Yeah. So a bit of logic scheme, mental scheme, should be a characteristic, I think, of a good football player.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting point, Steffi, because you've got this understanding patterns and relationships between objects and actions, and that very closely links with kinesthetics, doesn't it?
Aesthetic and spatial
thinking,
because objects, it's a ball. Its object is a ball, for example.
Yeah, he's thinking in 3 dimensions.
Yes, a certain grade of creativity or ability to understand what to do at that certain point of a football match, for example.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. What about this lady here? Have you heard of her?
Who,
Have you
Judy?
come across her before? No, Louise Bourgeois.
No, I can't remember.
Have you heard? Has anyone? Sorry.
We know that she was a sculptor, because we can see it here, but I've never deepened this artist. I can't say much about her.
Yeah, because I
can't hear you now. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, the sound, the connection is really quite bad tonight. Yeah, I recognized her sculptures. I didn't realize, I didn't know her name. This is the sort of thing that she did, or she does. Okay. This is a very famous one, because she makes these spider-like things. This is called maman, which is mother, of course. and these things are huge. So, so that, yeah, so she's a sculptor or a sculptress. So, what sort of thinking do you think she does?
Spatial, and a bit mathematician maybe, because she should have been very good at, for example, graphic ability, so some mathematical skills, and of course spatial, because she's a sculptor, so she was very, I think she was, because it's an older photo, she was very good at working with objects, big dimensions, such the one we can see now, the photo, the picture you showed us. There's a big spider.
Yeah, it's yeah. I certainly think that she was spatial, probably quite logical as well, understanding the patterns and relationships. So yeah, okay.
And I think that probably she was even an existential thinker, because when you create a sculpture, especially if it is so big and so strange, probably you want to send a special message or an existential message about life.
That's good. That's good, Christine. I like that. I like that idea. Yeah, because you're looking beyond just the, let's say, the you're looking beyond just the surface of the thing. Yeah. Sandra, did you have a comment?
I think from that sculpture you showed us, I think that she wants to she's quite symbolic, and she wants to say something else, as we said, beyond the image of the spider, for example. So that's why I think too she's existential and creative.
Yeah. No, that's good. Good point. Good point. Okay. Right. I don't know this lady, but she's a chess grandmaster. So what would you associate with chess?
Logical, mathematical thinking, spatial thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Yes, I think
probably
intrapersonal.
Yes, I agree with you. Interpersonal.
Can you explain yourself? Explain a little bit more, Steffi.
We can read, you understand how your behavior affects your relationship with others, a lot of time thinking about and try to understand more than yourself, just to understand. Yeah, but it's a kind of knowledge of themselves, and to be very good at playing chess, I think. You have to know very well you and your opponent, I think, player. But above all, you have to
Yeah, I think this is the one that fits this seems to be the one that fits the best. But of course, there's more to it than that. I can see Valentina's joined us. Hello, Valentina.
I was going to say sorry for delay. School is killing me. Stop.
Well, it's okay. We're having to.
So often.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody's in the same situation.
Yeah.
The only thing is, you'll notice
like
that we've got the video closed because we're having terrible internet problems today. It's quite unstable, and we don't have a lot of bandwidth.
Okay. So do you need to do the same? Do you need I close I switch off my?
Yeah, everybody
my video
has closed it.
Okay. So
yeah,
do you
so
know
if
I
you,
do
if you
the
just
same?
switch it, if you just yes, yeah, if you can switch your video off, that might help us a little bit. But the audio is very choppy. Okay, right. Do you need Valentina? Do you need the register again, or can you find it on the chat?
Yes, please.
I'll put it on. There it is again if you need it. Okay.
Yes.
And the notes are the same. The notes are the same as last time. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So what we were doing is we were just we were looking at different thinking styles. Okay. We had a little discussion about ourselves, and then we were looking at these people here. And so some of the people are a little bit more well known than others, but we were trying to apply, let's say, thinking style to make some inferences of thinking style of these people based on their occupations. Okay, so that's what we were doing, and just some of these expressions here. Okay, no, that's good. So I think and this was the thing which Louise Bourgeois, one of her creations. It's a huge spider, which scared the living daylights out of most people. I think there's a person that gives you an idea as to how big this thing actually is. Okay. Right. So now it says work in pairs, but of course we're not going to. But do you remember people's faces, or do you remember people's names?
No, I'm prosopagnosic. How can I say in English? Prosopagnosic, maybe. I cannot remember faces.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, prosopagnostic. Okay, yeah. That would be the technical term, which means
that you cannot recognize the faces, because prosopos agnostic. Prosopos is the part of Greek, ancient Greek. How can I say in English? Origin of the word. That is
yes, yeah. It's a Greek root.
Yeah.
But
it's a joke.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I really not very good recognizing faces, but I'm not prosopagnostic. It was just a joke.
Do you remember names?
Better, yeah, better, and stories above all. I remember stories of the people. Whatever they say, I remember all the life long. And the names, enough, and the faces, no.
Okay. What about you, Christina? Are you faces, names, both, neither?
I'm exact the contrary of her, because I usually remember the faces but I have some problems with the names. Sometimes remembering names for me it's difficult, and probably because in my life I had so many classes and so many different pupils. For me, that's a problem.
But I've got the same problem, but the problem is to match the faces with the names. Because I can remember the names and the stories of these people, but I cannot match the faces. So as I have a lot of pupils as well, is a mess. I'm very bad with that.
Yeah. If I think about it, it's a problem for a teacher, isn't it? Because you may have several classes, and you've got lots of students, and so that's a lot of faces to remember. What about you, Sandra?
I don't remember faces, neither names.
Good answer.
Just as well we've got pronouns.
I'm really terrible, yes.
Steffi?
No, I'm like Christina. I remember faces better than names, but sometimes I can't recall where, remind of the places where I met that person, but I remember the face. I tell me, for example, I've just seen it. I've already seen her or him, but I can't remember the place where I met that person.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I recognize that. I'm terrible with names, but I can remember faces from a long time ago. I have a very good, because I think I've got a very good visual memory, and it can be really difficult sometimes because when you're in a situation like a teacher are a point of reference, and so many people come to you, and they see you in that particular, let's say, role, and so you're left with the problem of trying to remember all of these different contacts, which you've only met, some of whom you've only met once. So it's I think it can be a bit of can be embarrassing sometimes, I think. But, okay, yeah. So
can I say, excuse me, Gordon? Can I say?
So
may I ask you if I can say, as I'm more audio than
go Valentina. You're breaking up a little bit.
Okay, so
can you repeat, please?
Repeat, yes. I'm going to ask you if it's possible to say, as I'm more audio than video, I remember easier the sounds or the voices or the stories they told me better than the faces or the places. So I remember more with the ears than with the eyes, you know. So I can remember what they told me if it is a story they told, better than if it's something that happens and I saw.
Okay. So why do you think that is?
Maybe because my kind of brain, my intelligence is an audio intelligence more than a video intelligence. I don't know why. So my mind in my brain, I don't know why.
Okay, no, it's curious. Maybe there's
For instance, in this moment,
let's say an emotional connection to a story than just seeing something. I don't know.
Yeah. For instance, now we are not seeing each other. For me, is absolutely not a problem. So I can distinguish your voices and I know who is speaking and which is the name and which is the person who is speaking and how his him or his her, you know. While if I see you, your face, maybe if I don't remember who is the name or who is the person I met. This in general, I mean, in general.
Okay.
Well, can I say in English?
Yeah.
Can I say in English, as I'm more audio than video? Is correct, this sentence?
Okay, sorry, Valentina. Can you just repeat the sentence, please, so that I can?
Yes, please.
I can hear it properly.
Is it correct to say, as I am more audio than video? Is it correct, this sentence?
Right, I'm sorry, I've just got the message. Your internet connection is unstable.
Okay.
I only heard the first 3 syllables. I'm sorry.
Well, probably she could say that she is a more linguistic thinker than visual or spatial thinker.
Yes, I wrote the sentence. As I'm more
okay,
than
right,
video.
okay, so, yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, I was going to say if you probably we need to use the chat a bit more. Okay, okay, I'm more of a or what would the term be? Is it, auditory. Yeah, see the problem with this stuff is it can get a little bit technical. So I'm just trying to keep it sort of. I'm more of a.
Maybe it's possible to say visual, as you are visual.
Visual, yes, I'm more of a visual.
Yeah, but how can I say the same word for audio? How can I say audio? No.
Auditor, is it oral?
I'm more
oral.
Think and then
visual thinking and oral thinking.
Oral. Okay. Oral. Okay. But
yeah,
okay,
oral.
for me it's the opposite.
That's sound.
Okay. Oral.
Okay. Yeah, it's not very common to come across this because usually what you would say is you'd work around it in different ways. You'd say something like, yeah, I tend to think a lot in sounds. I'm more of a, I don't tend to think a lot in sounds. I'm more of a visual thinker. Or I don't tend to think in visual terms. I'm more of a sound person. I think more in sounds. Okay.
Okay. So for instance, if I want to say
this is
the opposite that what you wrote. So I'm more.
Okay. So you want to
thinker.
okay. So you'd say I'm more of a you'd say I think more in sounds than as a visual thinker. Okay. So I'm talking about. I'll put it on the chat. Something like this, yeah, because the thing is this, and this is, I suppose, I mean, this is the first one is correct. I'm more of visual thinking than oral. This is oral in this context is actually quite a technical term. So this is much more, let's say, down to earth. I think more in terms of than images. Okay. I'm more of a sound thinker than a visual thinker. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So I think this makes me think of a particular aspect of working at this level of language, which is natural, making it natural. Okay. So making it down to earth, it would be more the second one than the first. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, that's any questions about that? I think it should be okay. Okay, this next one, to be honest with you, I'm not really so sure about this. This is a famous painting by Magritte. Yeah, what's your reactions to it?
I was thinking about Newton, but instead of the apple on the head, the apple in front of the head.
I have seen some paintings, some Magritte paintings at the Guggenheim Gallery in Venice, and I loved them so much because they are so like a sort of surrealist paintings. So when you look at them, when you watch them, you can think so many different aspects because he just gave you a hint, and then you can add or think whatever your imagination would go. So I love them.
Yeah, so you can interpret it how you can interpret these paintings how you like. Okay. Sandra, what do you think? Do you like this? Do you not like it? Does it mean anything to you?
Yes, I find this painting mysterious because I don't know, the apple in front of the face, that you can't really see the expression of this man, and also the posture, the way he has his arms. So I find it mysterious. Yes, I like it. It's a bit like a frozen image. Yes.
Frozen like a septic.
Okay. Steffi, what do you think? Frozen. Yeah. Frozen. Hello, Steffi. There.
Do you mean frozen?
Sorry, I was mute. So I find it a bit disturbing because I can't see the expression of his face behind the apple, but also a bit amusing because maybe it is an obsession, a fixed idea he has. Maybe he wanted to eat an apple to that moment. So that is desire.
What's your reaction to it? Do you like it?
A bit disturbing, but a bit amusing. I can see both of these aspects in this picture, but I like it. All in all, I like it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I like the use of
put
colors.
It on your wall?
The use of colors, so this black, white, and the red tie, and green apple is suits very well. All the colors is paired with them, I think, in a good way. I mean, the colors.
Okay. 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 Would you put it on your wall?
No.
Me neither.
Okay. What about you, Christina?
neither me.
Me
But,
neither, or me neither. Me neither.
Okay, me neither. Me neither. But I liked to see it in a museum, and when I saw it, I thought about, for instance, how sometimes the mind of a person could be empty, even if the person is wearing very, how can I say, very professional suits or clothes. His mind or his brain could be so obvious and not, how can I say, not creative. So that was a sort of thinking that this painting inspired me. That was my reaction.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, this signal is getting worse and worse. So it's I just wrote that it had frozen up. So I didn't hear the last thing that you said, Christina.
I said that I liked this painting because the reaction watching it or seeing it was that it's a contrast between how elegant is the man wearing his suit, but instead of probably his brain or his mind, that it could be empty. It could be obvious, not a creative mind, but very normal person, elegant, but not intelligent, not sensitive, not creative. That was my reaction. Like a sort of critique. Like a sort, if the painter was thinking in a critical way about rich people or elegant people or professionals.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. As I say, unfortunately, the sound quality is getting really quite difficult. So it's difficult to keep track of everything. Okay. So I mean, this is it's just an image which is useful for, let's say, maybe stimulating a little bit of talking, a little bit of conversation. Okay, we don't usually do much grammar here, partly because I don't particularly think it's useful at this particularly at this level, because you get into some really sort of arcane pieces of language, and it's probably easier to remember by hearing examples. So, but one of the things which does come up, and at this level is something which would be expected, is more correct use of countables and uncountables. So can be they're nouns which are used in different contexts, and they can some of them can be quite obvious. Okay, so we've got a couple of examples here, and it's asking about the nouns. Are they being used as countables or uncountables? Okay, So if we look at the first one, as soon as someone leaves their sight, the memory of that person's face is blank. So if we think about this word here, sight.
Uncountable.
Countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Absolutely. Yeah, okay. The memory of that person's face is blank. Countable, uncountable?
I tended to think it is uncountable as well. Memory.
Okay.
I agree with me.
Sometimes
I'm not catching the sense of this exercise because
sorry, Valentina?
I'm not getting the sense of this exercise because I cannot understand. What do you mean for countable or uncountable? Because, for instance, in Italian sarebbero tipo nomi indefiniti, no? Nel senso quantità indefinite.
No, numerabili, no, numerabili, non numerabili.
Ecco perché io non sto capendo.
Numerabili.
Their sight è la loro vista una volta che lasci la vista
Okay,
di queste persone.
I'll put this up because this is maybe a little bit clearer. Okay, this is maybe a little bit clearer because it tells us what countables and uncountables are. So it's the ones that you can give a number to or a quantity to, but you can't. Sorry, a number to, or you can't give a number to. So, so I think the key thing here is things that are not normally divided into separate items. Okay. We use gas for cooking and electricity for heating. Okay. Gas, electricity, water. Okay. So they're often preceded by, these are telltales, some, any. Is there any water left? Can I have some water?
Some water, yeah. Okay. I was thinking
there's not much.
I was thinking that are those are uncountable. Some, any, no, much. So maybe I mistook because I was thinking that. Okay.
Yeah. So the thing here, and I think this is quite useful to remember, but I suspect that you guys are okay with this. You can't say, obviously you can't say a water, okay, or a tea. Well, actually you can say a tea. If it's a type of tea, okay. There are many types of tea. A particular type of tea from, or a particular tea from Japan is such and such. These are quite, notice here what we've got is we've got a qualifier. We've got something which gives you a sense of measurement. Okay. So I think that's the key thing here, that you've got something which gives you a sense of measurement. So a jug of water, a cup of tea, a loaf of bread, or a slice of toast, liters of oil. Okay, so you've got some form of measurement, some form of container, if you like, or some sort of thing which allows you to give a sense of the volumes. Okay, and it makes a note here that some nouns which are uncountable in English may be countable in other languages, and there are some examples in Italian here, in particular, conoscenze, knowledge.
Yes.
Conoscenza. Okay, and then you can also have a plural one. Yeah, we'd never say knowledges. Okay, information is never plural.
Yes.
Okay, it's either a piece of information.
Yeah. Homework.
Some information. Can you give me some information about the about this, about that? Can you give? So again, notice that some I'm using some a lot. Can you give me any advice about what to do next lesson? So you've got things like accommodation, you've got advice, applause, bread, okay, damage, some damage, no damage, a lot of damage, equipment, fruit, furniture, homework. These are just some of the common ones. So most of these rubbish, for example, you would talk about some rubbish. It's not something that you would separate into items. News. This is another one which quite often people. Quite often I hear people. I've got a news. I've got some news. Okay.
Or news
and sometimes I've younger learners. Notizie. Yeah. Okay. So I've got
news
some.
Is on
TV. Did you say a news or some news? I didn't listen.
Right. Okay. Now that actually this. Okay. No. Okay. You didn't hear.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't hear. I
Okay.
couldn't. I couldn't listen.
No. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So actually, this is a good point, because we talk about watching the news, but that's actually that's a news program, isn't it? I have some news. Okay, I've got some news about our trip to Venice next week, for example. Yeah. Okay, but you would never say I've got a news.
Yes,
I've got a new. Okay, you've got a new what? A new car, a new house,
a new car. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, because in that case, it's the news is no longer news. It's an adjective.
Yeah. It's the opposite of information. Yeah. Information, you have to say information and not informations. And news.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Bravo. Okay. Yeah. So it's the opposite. That's the opposite. It's a good way of remembering it. Okay. Now, it's just so sometimes whether something is countable or uncountable depends on how it's being used. Now, if I think about this, I think there's a problem, because when people are learning sort of countables and uncountable, the common ones, you have this idea that it's either or, but actually many words can be both, and it depends on the context, depends on the use. So if you look at this,
it's sites, the sites that were before could be in plural as well in another context.
Okay. So if you look at this, would you like some chocolate?
Yeah.
Okay. If I said to you, would you like some chocolate? What am I presenting you with, potentially?
It's chocolate in general, like food. Yes.
Yeah, it's a bar of chocolate. It's a piece. It's a big piece. Yeah, or it's a piece which I've broken off something, or it's just it could be a bar of chocolate which is whole, whatever. There are only 2 chocolates left in the box, so there's only 1 chocolate left in the box. Okay, what is that? That's
is the bonbon, like a little
yeah, exactly. So that's your what are they called? That's your perugina. Yeah, your bacio. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so it's the single thing. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So and here what have we got? We've got this sort of general statement. French people love wine and cheese. Wine and cheese are just these things in general. France has many different wines and cheeses. Okay, so these are individual products because there are lots of different wines, lots of different cheeses. So this is just an example of how these things can be.
I think this is not difficult for us because it's very similar, this case, in Italian as well.
Yeah.
Because we can say, mi
so.
piace la cioccolata, ma ci sono 3 cioccolatini rimasti. Oppure ai francesi piace il vino e il formaggio, però se poi parlo, no, sera ho comprato molti vini diversi. Quindi it's the same in Italian. I think it's more difficult to get information or that one, or news. And I was asking before about sites.
Okay, what I noticed that in fact in Italian you've actually got 2 different words. You've got vuoi un po' di cioccolato, or vuoi un cioccolatino, or dei cioccolatini. Okay, so you've actually got a nice distinction there. Sì, la cioccolata, sì, esatto.
It's like cocoa.
Okay. Yes, yeah. Okay, right, I'm sort of cognizant of 5 minutes left. So what I thought we'd do just for the last 5 minutes, we'll just talk about maybe plans for the weekend. Anything special? Anybody doing anything? Going anywhere? Going to see?
Working for school.
Yeah, you got lots of marking to do.
I must go. Sorry, but I must go now. Bye bye, everybody.
Okay,
Next time.
Thank you, Steffi. Thank you. Sorry about the sound. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
No, I was asking about sites before, because in the sentence we were watching before, there was that uncountable nouns, and I wasn't understanding which one